Welcome to Sofia, Bulgaria. This is where I am this week and where I've travelled to. So another Balkan country to tick off the list. Sofia is the largest city in Bulgaria and has a population of approximately 1.2 million. It's also one of the oldest cities in Europe, dating back over 7,000 years to the Roman times. Today I'm going to try and check out some of the most famous landmarks in the city and also find some delicious food because I'm very hungry. I arrived at 3 a.m. yesterday, so I am absolutely starving. I've just got up and got out. The sun is shining. It is absolutely beautiful out here. I'm starting the day at the city gardens, which got a big waterfall fountain, which I'm hoping is going to do something amazing. At the moment, it's just very still, but everyone is watching it, so I'm wondering if that's going to turn in something in a minute. So we're going to go and watch that. I can't actually believe how busy the city garden is this morning. It's a Sunday morning and it's absolutely heaving. But the most popular attraction seems to be the water fountain behind me, which is really pretty, and it's got a really nice ballerina statue at the back. Apparently though, I was just talking to a local, I need to come back at night because it lights up and has a really nice display at night. So hopefully one evening I can get back and have a look at that. I'm now stood in front of the Ivan Vazhov National Theatre. So it was named after Ivan Vazhov, who was a famous writer in Bulgaria, and it was opened in 1904. The building itself is one of the most cultural monuments in the whole of Bulgaria. It was destroyed in a fire in the early 1930s, but has been repaired. It also suffered damage from World War II. But it's just an absolutely incredible building. The detail on it is insane. It's just got so much pretty gold on it. Details on the top are so pretty. I don't think there's anything on today, but it does hold a lot of like art and cultural events, lots of music. There's lots of posters up for things that are being advertised at the moment. Not that I can read them because, let's be honest, my Bulgarian is not top notch. I have had to do a little bit of Googling to work out how to say the basics, just so I'm not being rude. But if I can try and get some of the detail on this building, it's just so impressive. The whole gardens around here are just so popular and so pretty. You come out of kind of the hustle and bustle of the streets. So my hotel is a couple of roads away. So I just had to walk across here, and actually coming through the gardens, you can tell it's just an area where people gather, but absolutely insane. I actually can't believe quite how busy it is here. There are so many people just sat around drinking like cups of coffee, chatting with their friends. It genuinely looks like locals just come here just to enjoy. The weather is beautiful today. As you can see, there are no clouds in the sky. Don't get me wrong, it's not boiling hot, but wearing a thick woolly jumper and sat here in the sun to fly the drone is quite hot. The drone shots in this are going to be okay, I hope. First time flying the drone, especially first time flying it abroad. Rob gave me a quick masterclass yesterday at home on how to fly the drone, so hopefully we will have some decent shots of Sofia and I can do it justice. But I'm just sat here. I might go get a drink actually and sit here a bit longer because it's just so lovely. The sun is out, people are just bustling around all over the place. So many, there's those little kids parks in amongst the gardens. It's just a really nice place to be, apart from the graffiti behind me. I think graffiti is a thing of Sofia, because actually when I was looking up things to do, there's like a walking tour that just looks at all the graffiti, so I actually think it's quite a big thing here. And I have seen, when I came in last night, on some of the sides of the building, big graffiti murals and things. So if I see any while I'm walking around, I'll try and show you this is nothing to be proud of, this is just some writing. So the next stop is St Alexander Nevsky Cathedral. It is one of Europe's most iconic Orthodox churches and one of the largest in the world. It was built between 1880 and 1912. So the church is dedicated to Alexander Nevsky, and he was a Russian prince and a military fighter who fought for the independence. So this amazing large cathedral that holds 5,000 people was dedicated to him. One of the most distinctive features about this cathedral is the gold dome on the top. It's 43 metres wide. It's a huge gold dome, which makes it stand out from all the other churches that are similar Orthodox ones. One thing's for sure, on this channel we've seen a lot of churches and cathedrals, and I'll be honest, I couldn't film in there, so it was against filming. You'll see I sneakily got a couple of clips for you, and if need be I might have to put some photos in that I took on my phone. But probably the most beautiful church I've ever been into. Cathedral, church, I'm still a bit confused because it's called both, but I think they're the same thing really. The detail everywhere in the domes, the lighting in there maybe makes it look even better, but just absolutely insane. If you are in Sofia, that is a must. You have to go. Completely free entry, but well worth a visit. Stunning. I think one of my favourite things about the Balkan area is that actually everywhere we've been to, so Albania and now here in Sofia, that you can see the mountains around side. So from my hotel room you can see the mountains in the background. So Sofia actually sits in the feet of the Vitosha mountain, which is a really popular like skiing resort, hiking. So it's really nice to kind of have that backdrop, and actually as much as you can't see it when you're out and about amongst the taller buildings in the city centre, kind of when I put the drone up you can see them in the background, which is really lovely, and kind of from the higher up views. So I just think that's a really nice thing. I am going to try and get to the mountain some stage on this trip, because I'd really love to go and see the view of Sofia from up there. I don't think there's necessarily like a cable car that there has been in other places we've been to. Might be a bit of a hike, but see what we can do to get some good views of Sofia. But now I think it's time to take a little break and get some lunch. It is lunchtime now, so it's 2 hours ahead here. So it is, what time is it? 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's about 12 o'clock at home. So I am starting to get a little bit peckish. So I'm going to go and get a drink somewhere and a bite to eat. I'm going to go to Vitosha Boulevard, which is kind of the main shopping district in Bulgaria, in Sofia. So that's kind of filled with shops, restaurants. It might be quite touristy, it might not, but I'm going to go there first, and if not, maybe go off on a little side street and find somewhere nice. Come to a place called Walk and Walk for lunch, and I've got donburi, which is rice, chicken, fried egg, and kind of like onions and stuff, and then I picked a sweet and sour sauce. It's actually alright, to be fair. Along here, along the Vitosha Boulevard, underneath the mountain, so the mountain's right at the end of the road, I'll show you when I go back out. It's so busy, it's absolutely crazy. So I thought I'd just stop in here because it looked fairly quiet, and actually quite fancied Asian food. So I'm just going to tuck into this, and then I'm going to take a wander along and see what else I can see. So it is actually really busy down this bit. So many people out and about, which is really nice to see. And the weather, it's just getting better as the day goes on. But this is kind of, so we're now on the main boulevard of shops. So this is full of shops, cafes. I think it just must be the main hub of the town, which is really nice. Definitely very popular with tourists, because I've seen lots of things kind of advertised for tourist food and things, like English breakfast and stuff that obviously you wouldn't traditionally get. But so far really nice. Lunch was good and quite cheap, so it was about £9 for the bowl of food and a Coke Zero, which the Coke Zero is what I really needed. I was desperate for a drink. I'm a Pepsi Max girl, but Coke Zero will have to do when I'm away. But I'm just going to walk down to the end of the road now, because right at the end of the boulevard there is the view of the mountains, and it just looks incredible. So I'm going to wander down there and show you what it looks like. So I'm on the hunt to see the mountain at the end of the road, I've actually stumbled across the National Palace of Culture, which is an exhibition conference centre, like one of the largest in the world, and definitely the largest in Bulgaria. Really interesting because this is surrounded by gardens as well, just as busy as the others. Everyone is out enjoying the sun today. So I'm going to go down and see what it actually is, if there's any bits we can go into. It does look from here like there's some coffee shops. I can see a Costa coffee, which makes it feel like you're at home. I've got all the way to the building pretty much. I've gone up to the front and had a look, but there's lots of kids skateboarding and riding the rentable electric scooters all over the place, doing lots of tricks on them, which I've not seen on the rentable electric scooters before, so that was quite interesting, having to dodge in between them. But it really is just their big venue, so kind of like the O2 for us in England, where all the famous singers and artists come to perform. So it is just really a concert hall, I think, but they do look like they hold lots of conferences here as well, maybe some musicals, theatre stuff, that kind of thing. But actually the bottom of it is just filled with coffee shops at the moment. There's a subway down underneath, but it just seems to be like another hub where people come just to relax. There's lots of, the one thing I'm noticing about Sofia, there are some green open spaces in the middle of the city, considering it's the capital. There's still a lot of open space, which is really nice, and you can tell people are here. Kids are out riding their bikes, people just enjoying themselves. There's lots of little ice cream stalls. So it's a really nice place. So I think I'm actually going to take a sit down for a little bit, and I've got my book in my bag, so I might just sit and read for a little bit on one of the benches, or maybe on the grass, find somewhere nice just to sit down and relax. The weather, although it's not really warm, it's only about 18 degrees today, because the sun is out, as long as you are sat in the sun, it's absolutely glorious. So I think I'm just going to go sit somewhere down over here along the main promenade strip back here, and just find somewhere to relax, maybe get another drink and enjoy myself for a little bit. During Bulgaria's presidency of the European Union, a lot of the Council of European Union meetings were held here, and you can tell it's still quite a political area, so I've been approached quite a lot whilst I was here. I think obviously assuming I was Bulgarian just while walking up and down here. But there's lots of, I'm assuming, political parties advertising. There's lots of marquees with different faces on, with lots of information. Obviously can't read Bulgarian, so I have no idea what it says. But a couple of times I've been approached walking up and down here, or tried to give me flyers and leaflets, obviously not taking anything because I have no idea what it is. As soon as they realise I'm English, they just usher me along. But that's quite interesting to know. It's quite an important political place in Bulgaria. I'm on my way to the shopping centre now because I need to get a couple of bits that I forgot. But I've stumbled across Russian Monument Square, which is actually a roundabout on a very busy road, so getting onto here was a little bit interesting. But it is a Russian monument that was erected in 1882 for the Russian soldiers that died in the Russian-Turkish War, so very similar to the cathedral that everything has been dedicated to them. It is just an obelisk, so I don't know if you can see behind me. So it is an obelisk, really pretty around the outside. It is 11 metres tall, so it's quite big to be fair, but it's just a very odd location right in the middle of a really busy shopping area, traffic area, lots of little things around. I must say, Sofia so far, day one, wandering around, solo traveller, so this is the big thing for me. Do I feel safe in another country? And actually, in a lot of the places I've visited, I do always feel safe. Just checking my mic is on. Yeah, so the one thing I can say for Sofia is that actually, one thing for being a solo traveller, especially as a female, is do you feel safe wandering around? But actually, for Sofia so far, obviously I haven't been out at night yet. So obviously my airport shuttle guy literally had my little name on his phone and literally just picked me up from that. So I haven't actually been out at night. But it'd be interesting to see if I feel the same at night. But during the day, I feel perfectly safe. There's obviously not a lot of English people here, and I don't really know any Bulgarian. So a couple of times, like when I've been in shops to get a drink and things, that's been a little bit difficult, but actually I haven't really struggled. Most people know basic English in the shops. Obviously, Sofia is quite touristy in places as well. I've seen lots of like the free tours going around, which I've been tempted to join, but I really just like exploring on my own. So I'm going to go to the shopping centre next. I'm not going to film that because I literally just need to get a couple of bits and pieces that I forgot. And then I think I'm going to go back, because I was awake till like 3 o'clock their time. Even it would have been 1 o'clock our time. Well, 4 o'clock their time, so 2 a.m. our time. I am tired. I'm the kind of person that's asleep by 11 o'clock most nights, so it was a little bit of a push. And I wanted to get out this morning and enjoy the sun. So I'm going to pop back, have a bit of a rest, and then go out for hopefully some traditional Bulgarian food tonight. I'm going to see what I can find. But I think this is kind of most of like the monuments and done. There are some museums and things that I want to do. And I will take a day off vlogging while I'm here, because actually museums you can't film, it's not exciting to film. But I am really interested in learning some more Bulgarian history, the history of Sofia. So I'll probably visit them on my day off of vlogging, just because it's not filmable. But, oh, tram in the background. I do love places with trams. That's one thing I loved in Australia. Well, not the one thing, I love lots about Australia, but a big thing I loved in Australia was the trams. Any countries with trams, I'm like, oh, love it. But I'm going to carry on to the shopping centre. I think the shopping centre is about another 3/4 of a kilometre that way, I think, which does mean I've got to get back off this roundabout. But yeah, I'm just going to go. Someone's very angry. To be fair, I haven't heard a lot of beeping here. It's not a big beeping country. They all seem to be like driving pretty fine. That's the first thing I've heard. But yeah, I'm going to go and grab some stuff from the shopping centre and then head back just for a relax for a little bit. My hotel is in really good location actually. I ummed and ahed when booking it. Me and Rob spent a long time umming and ahhing about booking it to look for a good location. But I would say with Sofia, like I have walked like 15,000 steps so far today, but it's very flat. It doesn't feel like I've done that much. So that's the other good thing. Sofia is very accessible on foot. It does have trams and it also has a metro line as well. Neither of which I've used, because actually the centre of Sofia is very accessible. So I think that's a big thing if you're coming here. Very, very accessible on foot and easy to find your way around. Slight change of plan for dinner tonight. The traditional Bulgarian place I wanted to go to has got an hour-long wait, so I managed to book a table for tomorrow night for then, so that's going to have to wait until tomorrow. So instead, tonight I am getting pork, so kind of still Bulgarian-ish, but I'm getting pork ribs and roast potatoes from a nice place called Lavelle. It was very busy out in town tonight, so I had struggled to find a space, but the food looks quite good and the reviews are very good for this place, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm sat sort of outside, looking kind of the one bits. They didn't have any space inside, which does mean I'm in the smoking area, which is not ideal, but needs must. But I'm really looking forward to the food. I've just ordered that and a Fanta, so hopefully it will be good. Food has just arrived, and I've got ribs, roast potatoes, or like slices of potatoes, corn, barbecue sauce, and red onion. It looks really good. It's quite a lot of food, and it wasn't actually very expensive. I'll check the price at the end. But I think I can scroll down with this camera. So I'm using a different camera. I'm using the DJI Osmo now because it's much easier for me to vlog on, because I'm not as confident in person with the bigger camera. So this is nicer, a bit smaller. But I'll pan down if it works. It does. So you can see my meal. It looks really good. The ribs look really, really nice. Very different potatoes. Don't think I've had potatoes like that before, but I'm ready to dig in. And then there's an ice cream place a couple of doors down, so I'm going to get some ice cream afterwards. Ending the evening the only way I know how to on holiday, with an ice cream, even though it's quite cold tonight. But I have got pistachio, which is Rob's favourite ice cream flavour, with cherry and almond, which is probably my favourite as well. And it's really nice. Really cheap as well. This was like £1.25. And dinner tonight for the ribs and the drink I had was only £13. So cheap. The food here is really good price and was really nice. The only thing I do hate is the smoking. But that's it for tonight. I'm going to go back, have a shower, relax, and then tomorrow I'm going to go to the other side of Sofia and film a couple of the monuments that I missed today. Welcome to day 2 in Sofia, and the sun is beautiful and shining again. I'm hoping you can hear me because, again, the monument I've come to is near a very busy road. So behind me is the monument for Tsar Alexander II. Tsar was known as Tsar the Liberator. The monument commemorates the role of him in the liberation of Bulgaria from the Ottoman rule during the Russo-Turkish War. It stands in front of the National Assembly of Bulgaria, which I'll show you in a minute, but at the top of the statue, or if you can see, is him on horseback, which shows the strength and the leadership. And underneath there's statues of all the people and some of the fellow men that helped in the war round on horseback as well. But it's a really prominent location in Bulgaria, so you can tell there's a lot of people coming to take photos, as you can see behind me, and lots of people coming just to pay their respects. There's a couple of people laying flowers and things like that, so it shows that it's still a massive part of Bulgarian culture today. I think really this statue is the last monument that I really wanted to see in Sofia. And this brings me to the end of this video. I think I've really enjoyed looking at kind of some of the history. Today is actually going to be the rest of my day off, so I'm actually going to view some more museums and things that are definitely harder to capture on film. But I think what I've learned is they're very proud of their culture here, and it's a really nice area. Dinner was great last night. Everyone I've met has been super friendly, and I'm really looking forward to just exploring the rest of the time. So there are going to be a couple more videos coming up. So I've got 2 more videos that I'm planning on filming over the next couple of days. So head back and join me. But yeah, make sure you come back and check out the other videos, and go and check out all the other videos on the channel. We've travelled to a lot of the Balkan area now, so there's lots of videos around this region, which is really nice to explore. So places Rob's been to, and then obviously me and Rob went to Albania just before Christmas last year. But I hope you really enjoyed the video and learned some interesting facts about Sofia. Definitely a place I didn't think I'd come to, but I'm really glad I have, really enjoying it so far. But I will catch you next time. Bye. P.S. Rob will hate me for not saying this, so make sure you like and subscribe.